Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today I'm really excited because it is JoyToy Warhammer 40k time, and you can see I have got the Ork Kommandos in. I am really happy to get our first alien race in the Warhammer 40k world that's being produced by JoyToy. They look really cool. 6 figures to get. 2 of the boxes, you can see this one here. This is the Burner Boy Ragrob and the Nob Nazbog. They are in bigger boxes. The rest are slightly smaller. And so at the top we have Dakka Boy Rotbilge, it looks like. We have Snipa or Sniper Boy Balrukk. We have Comms Boy Wagzuk even. And here we have Snarit. Snarit, maybe. They all look pretty damn cool. I'm going to be interested to see what the articulation is like, and also if they can be converted possibly to be used in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or, you know, fantasy. Looking like a combination of this one and this one, you can get a particularly good, maybe even this guy with the head, you can get a particularly good sort of fantasy orc from the parts here, but a bit expensive way of doing it. Okay, these look pretty good. On the back of the boxes, it just shows some pictures of each one. He does look pretty cool. Looks good too. It shows you their, tells you their size on the front, and they are smaller than the Body 2.0 and the Body 1 Space Marines. A little bit. Is like 11.3 cm, it says. Are they all going to be the same size? He is 11.3 as well. This guy's all 11.3 apparently. Very nice. And then look at the last two. He does look like a brute. And then one more. Now, I will unbox these off camera since the it'll take a while to do it. And then I'll set them up and get a close look at them and go through articulation, features, etc. So let me unbox them, set them up, and then let's get into this. Back in an instant for you guys. And if you do like this sort of content, please consider joining the Patreon, link in the top right of your screen now. Back in a moment. Okay, here they are, and wow. These are just fantastic. They are, I'll give you the complaints first of all. I want to say a little bit too cartoony compared to, you know, the Death Corps, compared to the Space Marines, but this is how they were on Games Workshop. But they are fantastic. They're on their hand. The things can be a bit stiff, and they haven't got the same articulation or the same points of articulation on each one. There are some differences, but they just look great, and the joints are stiff, and it's decent paint apps. Obviously not like gaming table standards and whatnot, but they are just really nice. And you can make a fantasy orc if you want to swap over a head pretty easily, and maybe an arm as well. Really cool. So let's take a close look. Let's start with the Burner Boy, the flamethrower guy first of all. Lovely details. The flame can be painted better. You can do that yourself, but there is discoloration you can see on here, which looks nice. But lovely. He's got that glove to hold onto here, which is pretty damn cool, which doesn't make much sense since the flame's not coming through there. It's through there, but very nice details. Spikes in the boots. I love that little mask, and this guy will make a perfect fantasy. All you've got to do is swap the head around. You could even keep the head and swap this arm, because you can't take the wrist part off, and then take the backpack and with the gun off, and that's it. You've got a fantasy orc. Looks really cool. Love that little hand on the side there. I wish it moved or did something, but it looks great. Bit plain on the back, but who's complaining? Just a fantastic looking, bulky, chunky figure. They do look a bit weird in the sense that they got these little limbs, and they're so big, but they look great. Next one. Let's have a look at him. Stands up well. Got this nice power claw. In fact, what I should really do is do a articulation as I go along. So let me just go backwards, sorry. That'll make it slightly quicker. No, I'll keep it the close looks. It's got this sort of nice power claw here. Very, very cool. It does have some articulation. It's nice kind of dual barrel. Great face sculpt. Really, really, I love that face sculpt. Very, very nice and very menacing. Jacket can be removed if you want to make him into or try and make him into fantasy. Grenades will come out, I believe. Yep, they will come out if you want. Nice on the gun to the backpack. This part you add in, you can take out. Looks very, very good indeed. And the little belt buckle hanging down is nice too. Fantastic job. I'm loving the look of these. Great job by JoyToy. Just put them over here. Okay, next one. Not a drilled barrel, but maybe this is a different type of gun. Maybe you guys can tell me. Does look good. One thing I haven't checked is whether the magazines come out. That one doesn't. The other one might. Bit disappointed in the head on this one. There's these, you know, some more paint apps or dry brushing around there would be a bit better. Nice axe, but again, needs something more on the handle. Maybe the shaft. Maybe the shaft there is as well. Very nice. I love the subtle dry brushing on the metal parts on the feet. Nice backpack, and this does come out, this whatever this is, and you can hold that too. Also, the little sort of explosive comes off his backpack as well, and the grenades are fixed. And his pocket you can take off here and replace with a grenade or something else again if you want. I've forgotten the flame boy, the first guy, the burner boy. Do you have anything that can be taken off? I didn't actually have a look. Yeah, whatever this is can be taken off and swapped around, and the rope can be changed around as well. Okay, let's go to number 4. Proper looking like a commando. Doesn't hold the gun particularly well with 2 hands. A bit too sideways on. His head can't really turn that way very well, but the gun does it nice. You can hold it with one arm very nicely. This grenade is removable, and again you can change these and take these grenades out. Looks pretty good. The knife is removable as well. You can take the backpacks, the straps off and whatnot. Very, very nice looking. These guys are so full of character. This sniper boy. Huge guy. That's just ridiculous. You can just about hold it nicely and look down. They've made it really well with this hand. They made it open, really open on purpose. So you can hold the gun well. Looks cool. This grenade can come out here. Nothing with the backpack that I can see. He just looks great then. The way they hold that gun looks so cool. Now, what would have been nice if it would have cost a lot more, possibly, if JoyToy had done clear plastic all the way through on that little sight there. That would have been a really, really nice feature. But I'm not complaining. It's fantastic. And the last one, the comms boy, communications one. Very nice looking, the very menacing sort of head with that mask on there. Very cool. I had quite a lot of hassle to open his fingers. They're so stiff to get the wire to go in there so you can hold it. But the fact that the wire is so long is nice. It gives you lots more possibilities for posing and whatnot. And that just attaches and unattaches from there. And I love that sort of skull on the shoulder. It looks really, really cool on him. Very nice looking figures. Now I say 11.3. They are all about the same. I've got my tape measure in centimeters here. And top of the backpack's around about 12. Top of the head is about, yeah, I'd say maybe 11.3, 11.5. So pretty accurate on what they say on the size. Okay, articulation. I won't show all, but I will show maybe close to all, because the articulation is slightly different. So I'll start with one which has got general good articulation. So this guy here, he's got some different articulation. Let's take out his gun first of all. Okay, let's make sure everything is nice and clear and we can see. Okay, so head, he's got a small side to side. There we go. And up and down, and he can twist. It's just going to be, I believe, yeah, just a barbell joint in going into there. You could in fact use these for a strange looking Hulk if you want to get into your Marvel stuff. Or maybe put a Juggernaut or Hulk head onto them. Shoulders. His arms do go all the way around. Just about. There we go. To the side. He doesn't get 90. But his arms don't pop out like the Space Marines. So that's good. He does have a... There we go. A bicep turn, but this one's slightly impeded by the buckle there. Better to show this hand here. Double bicep joint, gets an ugly elbow, but it's quite tight. And they have the barbell joint in the wrist, which I do like. Trunk, there we go. I can't see there's a trunk on him. Let me look on the other guys. He got a trunk, or is it just a waist? Let's have a look. This guy's topless, it'll be easy to see. Okay, so this guy has a trunk. So they've probably got a trunk and a waist. So this guy, trunk is a bit small because of his vest, but waist and trunk, he can move quite well. Legs don't go so far outwards, but that's not really important. It's really stubby legs. Forwards is pretty good. Backwards is pretty damn good. It's like a full splits. They've got single knees. Bit ugly. The joint goes into the back of the thigh, so it keeps it nice and hidden when his legs are closed. When it's open, it's an ugly joint like that. So when it's closed, you can barely see the joint. It does have a boot turn. He does have a foot twist. Does have a tippy toe. Does have a dorsiflexation, and he does have the small, because of the spikes in his shoes, toe articulation too. Pretty damn cool. Now this guy, he's slightly different. He has no bicep turn on this claw arm, which is no bicep bend, which is a shame really. However, he does have a claw that can close on each side, so he could grip stuff. It'd be really, that one should move as well. A bit more engineering and thought involved, but it'd make it better. But that is a nice feature. It does look good. He had the same articulation, slightly easier to turn his arm around because there's no buckle and strap to get in the way. So it's pretty good, and the rest of the articulation is pretty much the same. You can see here that he's got the trunk underneath, but again the vest will impede that, and he also can turn from the waist as well. The rest is pretty much the same. Which one was it? Okay, this guy here, the comms guy, he doesn't have the bicep turn, the bicep swivel. This side, oh maybe I'm lying, this side he does. This side, I didn't see one earlier there. There's no, oh is there? It's just super stiff. Oh, I am lying. He does have. That is so stiff. So he does have a bicep swivel. That's good to know. Couldn't see it, and it was so stiff I didn't think he had it, but he does have one too. I think that's mainly the articulation. I don't think there's many difference between the others. I can see the bicep turn, swivel, 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 and swivel on these guys. Very, very, very cool. I'm loving the look of these. Okay, let me just put this guy's gun back in. And I'll come back, have them set up, and have a little comparison with some other figures and see how they scale well. Okay, so back in an instant. So, if you're after a game of 1/18 scale kill team, you can see the considerable difference in size and bulk between your Death Corp of Krieg and your Ork Kommandos here. Stand them side to side. Let me just make them a little bit straighter. You can see there is a considerable difference, as you would expect, and it just adds to the awesomeness of the orks, and this line by JoyToy. It's not quite to scale what they're doing, but it is pretty close. Looks very, very nice. I'll get my Body 1 Invicta Warsuit pilot, the Ultramarines version. Let's stick him over here. Stick him slightly more to the centre, and the Ultramarines on the other side. You can see the Ultramarine is about the same, or a touch taller maybe. No, maybe a touch shorter. The Body 2 would be taller. but the Ork is so much more bulky. These Ork guys do look fantastic, really. I got these 6. I think I bought another one of him and another one of him. I think I bought another 2 or 3 just to build up the numbers a little bit. I think they look great. Fantastic figures. If you want to do a fantasy one, you want to take this guy's head with this guy's body and maybe change an arm around. Or you can just use this guy, take his jacket and head off and change the head around, and you're pretty much there as opposed to changing an arm. And you can have a nice fantasy looking Ork as well in the Games Workshop style. Very, very nice look. I said that, you couldn't see what I was talking about, could you? Very, very nice looking toys. I think they are fantastic. I've put this Commando one with the knife in his hand. He holds a knife very well too. They've done a great job. A lot of thought has gone into these, and I think it's fantastic. And it bodes well for the one on the big squig, and it bodes well for the Space Wolves and the Wolves coming later. So I've got high hopes. JoyToy, I improved. Now I did have one issue with these Orks, and that was just now when I was putting the gun back in the Commando guy's hand. I put the knife in, and that issue is his elbow part here popped out. But it's easy to go back in. It's relatively secure, and you know, just a touch of glue, literally just a touch of glue. You don't want to glue anything into place on the joint. Will fix that. I think these are fantastic. They've done a cracking job on this. So I'm going to do one more thing to close out. I'm going to want to get these guys set up for a nice group shot, and then I will close out from there. You can stay around if you want, or you can go. So I'll be back in an instant when they're set up. Wow, I've just set them up, and these guys, I will say this, they will have the best shelf presence, maybe even better than the Dreadnoughts, because the way they can do dynamic poses and hold them so well. So before I close up, let's look at these dynamic poses. So number one, let's look at my let's move them out of the way. Let's look at the Commando guy here in the center. If you look at his feet, he's on his tippy toe, on the back foot, walking along, shooting his gun, got his knife, sneaking up. Really, really nice pose. Holds it very easily, very easy to balance. He is absolutely fantastic. He looks great in that pose. If we go to our guy with the flamer here, again, he's walking along, back foot is pulled the foot. He's holding his gun ready to burn anyone who gets in his way. He looks particularly cool again, and he holds the pose so well. Our sniper boy, nice position for sniping, legs apart, feet down. Again, very easy to pose, very easy to balance. Next, let's look at our comms boy. Wide stance, holds it easily. You know, even though they're quite bulky and heavy, especially top heavy, they do hold the positions particularly well. And again, his back foot is on the ball of the foot, and he just balances so well. Let's go to the boss guy. He's got the "come on then, if you think you're hard enough" pose. Just looks absolutely fantastic and really, really menacing. Roar, roar. And then lastly, our guy here, again walking along, back foot, ball of the foot, ready for combat, going to chop you with his axe. These guys are great, fantastic for posing. If we take one more look at something, just look at how they are put together, or rather how they are, what's the word, not constructed, assembled, attached maybe. So we know it's a barbell joint here. The waist should be, yeah, the same. Little plug goes into the waist socket there, so easy to swap the trousers around. I'm assuming with hot water you could just pull out the bicep tongue, but I don't want to try just on that at the moment. Hands easy to do, heads easy to do, waist easy to do. Feet should be relatively easy. The knees and the lower legs should be quite easy. The backpacks are just a pin, so it's very easy again. Circle to a hexagonal hole, quite a big pin, so not too many other things will fit nicely. You might have to copy that hexagonal or that circular pin 30 on other things to fit in there. Just bounce him again. There we go. Great looking toys. I recommend these a lot. I'm almost like saying every new release is my favorite release, but these guys have got so much character. They've got the most character out of anything released so far. Maybe not the most menace, despite being orkies, but because they're a little bit cartoony. But their character is so fantastic. Really adds to the feel of them. Highly recommended. Do get some if you've got the space and the funds and the inclination to do so, particularly if you're into your orcs in Warhammer 40k. This is Awesome Match Toys. I'm signing out, saying please like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you do get the time. If you're inclined, please join there and smash the notification icon bell for this channel, this video, so you don't miss future releases as and when they come out. And it's very, very regularly. Okay, stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.